I see that we also have, we're live on Facebook as well. So welcome to those who decide to listen to us there. We still have 2 minutes before we, well, less than 2 minutes before we start. So get yourself comfortable, grab some water or tea or whatever you prefer. And we will start precisely at 6 o'clock our time. And I see there are still people coming. Let's let them in. Okay, so my clock says that it's time to start. So let's start. Welcome. It's a nice event today. We have joined all 3 Baltic states under one wonderful webinar where you will be able to listen to 3 wonderful and amazing ambassadors from three Latvian, 3 Baltic countries, Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia. And before we start that, we just wanna give you an option also to find partners in case you want to find partners for your projects. And if you're looking for partners from Baltic countries, then we're gonna share in chat a spreadsheet document where you can add your contacts and your project ideas in case you have one and you would like to find your partners. I'm going to quickly show how this spreadsheet look like, and just so that you know that you are in the right place in case you open it. So it looks like this. So we have added the first idea just as an example, but you can add your own. And if it's your idea, I suggest that you write your contacts in the first column, which says coordinator, just so that everybody knows that this was your idea. And as you can see, there are only 6 columns for 6 partners. This we have done with a purpose so that you don't make too big projects, because then it's very hard to collaborate with each other. I have also put the deadline for 17th of October so that you know that by that time, everyone who is interested has already put their contacts in there or had put their project ideas in there. And I will send you a quick reminder after the 17th of October saying the deadline has come. So if you decide to start projects, you can have a look at the file and see if all the people are available or if there are any people who would like to join you in your project idea. But that's just an option that you can do while you're listening or after the webinar. But today, as I said, we are here for a good practice webinar. And we're going to start with Edīte, who is also ambassador in Latvia. And she has a wonderful project. She would really, I hope, will inspire you to do more good deeds and be more active, not only in your lessons, but also in your social life as well. Edīte, you can unmute yourself.
Yes, do you hear me well?
Yes, we can
hear my presentation.
Yes, we can.
Awesome. It's really nice to see all of you. I'm in a bit of a pickle because I have another event going outside, but I hope you will hear me well. And if there are any issues, just tell me and I will try to fix them quickly. So I'm going to tell about the project Good Deed Bingo. This is the 4th year we're doing this project. So it's sort of a school tradition now, and I will share how it's been 3 years with this project and what we've managed to do. So the main idea of the project is to really inspire people to do good, as Lena already said. We try to promote charity in school, in our student families, co-responsibility for the activities that take place in the school and for our common needs in school and also in our society. and civic participation, meaning that they take part in solving the issues that they see and that they want solved themselves. Sorry. This project idea is that, sorry, I'm gonna. Sorry about that. The project is a school-wide project. So we usually have around 15, 16, up to 22 classes from our school involved in the project. And teachers decide themselves in what sort of ways they are participating in the project. So if they have the content in drawing where they can make cards for a raffle, or if they have a subject where they work on specific skills of woodworking that they can use for charity, then they implement this project in the lessons that they have during the project, and students produce some sort of event or object that they can use to do good. We also do this a lot in our lessons that they do with their educator. Forgot the English name for it. Yes, so this is a very popular project in our school, and both teachers and students take part in the project in the ways that they find available for them and motivating, inspiring for them. How the project goes, there are four main parts, really. First of all, students talk about charity, about doing good, what that means for them, and what sort of good deeds they see they would love to do during the project. We create a common bingo game for all the participant countries that we try to do as many good deeds from the bingo game during the project. And as I said, these deeds can be done in lessons with teachers, in their class lessons, home with their parents, with their friends. There are students who do solo good deeds. They have these ideas also in smaller, bigger groups. And we try to promote as much as possible also collaboration between the partner schools. But this is really, since these projects tend to get really large with 8, 9 participants, this year 7 again, we don't make everyone do all the activities. So proactivity, connecting partners with the ideas that they have is something that we try to promote. And after doing the good deeds, we ask students, classes, schools to publish these good deeds on our common Padlet wall. The idea here is not to boast, no, but to just inspire and show what kind of things can be done to improve the world around us. And as I said, there are also events where teachers have specific ideas where they want their students to meet online synchronically and talk about the ideas, and maybe create a plan for a good deed or do a good deed together online. Then these are strongly recommended during the project. And the result for the project is, of course, the Good Deed Bingo game that we also share with local community. We ask everyone who wants to join the project and share their good deeds on our virtual wall. We have, of course, for the security moderation, so we look through all the posts before they become public. Really, the idea of the whole project is just to make the world around us better and then do more good. So this is the real result. Maybe a change of perspective in some way as well. And I've added just for you to see what kind of good deeds we're talking about. Some of them are more complicated, some of them are less complicated, so that everyone could take part, first graders or 12th graders, doesn't matter. The first project we started with a school in Latvia, so it was a national project, and after that we found international partners. So you see the first good deed game is in Latvian, and then all the rest of them we had in English, and we also localized them, so Romanians translated to Romanian, We also had an English version, Latvian version, a Turkish version, so that the society around us could also take part in the games. I also have links here where you can check out the twin spaces of all the projects and also the good deed wall, but I will share some good deeds that our students have done in my presentation as well. So this is the presentation for the last year, the bingo game for the last year, and for this year we are starting the project right now. I sent an email to our partners like exactly 2 hours ago. We are starting to work on it now, and the students are going to share their ideas again for the good deeds, and we're going to create another bingo game, and then we will do it until end of December, until the holidays. And this is in a way also something really great, common to be doing during Christmas time, when there's a lot of opportunities for different kinds of charity that we can do. And if you like the idea, I've added my email here, so just write to me and I can add more partners to the project. Our motto for this project is the more partners, the more good. Okay. And I have just to finish my presentation, I've added some examples of the good deeds. I tried to find different ones from different countries and different years, but just to depict the activities that our students did. So one of the first projects that we did in the first year was our students created a winter house for stray cats. They did it in design lessons where they learned about woodworking, and these houses are also placed in Limbažu and available for our stray cats now. Then every single year, and in all countries, we have students gathering donations for animal shelters and also visiting animal shelters. This year we have one student who's organizing a work group to help animal shelter with the activities that they need doing and cannot do themselves, and a lot of donations, of course. Then, since we're talking about animals, there are also many examples on how students help animals. From Estonia, we had an example where students found an owl, and then they found the organizations that can help the owl because it was sick, so they saved an owl. We also had an example from Lithuania where students gathered 300 kilograms of acorns for a local zoo. Then an example, I think from Estonia as well, who organized a Christmas fair to raise money for a hospital, children's fund, and school library. So the activities that they found they needed some financing for. In Latvia, we had a student, Katrina, who organized a charity. It was a huge charity concert. She collected several thousands in donations and also food, clothes, and things like that. The church was full. And this year we also have 2 students who are organizing a charity concert, and they are spreading out. So last year it was 1 church, but there was not enough space. So this year they're going to do it in 2 churches and 2 separate events. There are a lot of examples where our students gathered donations to support people in Ukraine. And here are two great examples from our partners in Lithuania. Students also work on different kinds of crafts, and here I gathered some ideas for crafts. They bake cookies, they make cards, and little ornaments for trees and for rooms when the Christmas is close, and they give these gifts to all the school personnel and also to bring them to nurseries and wherever people need some inspiration yeah. And here are examples. Our students also gather, these are from Latvia, but other countries as well, gifts for seniors, for nursing homes, also organize events for nursing homes. Then we have students help with little practical things like extra cleaning their classrooms or cleaning the snow when it snows heavily. Wherever they see that there's an issue, they try to kind of take part, and hey, maybe they can check something on their bingo games. Well, it's not like that. It gets really it's not about, checking the tasks, but at some point it just really gets into having this great feeling from being able to help others. And they try to find more ways to do this. Decorating the classrooms because it's before the Christmas time, so it's topical. Here in Latvia, also had students organize a book exchange for the reading clubs because there were not enough books in English, and some students couldn't get the books that they wanted in the libraries. We also have students organize events for other students. In this example, they organized the sports day for younger students. See little practical things. There is another school from Latvia who organized students to help clean bookshelves in libraries. We also have students help each other because before Christmas, it's an end of one part of learning, and some students are struggling with things. And here you see one example. So really bigger things and smaller things, different kinds of approaches, ideas that students come up with themselves. My children also learn in my school. They baked us pancakes for breakfast, which was really nice. I enjoyed this good dish a lot. It's a small one, but when you get warm pancakes in breakfast, it's great. Yeah, that was what I wanted to tell you, and I'm open to any questions if you have any. And then I will try to calm down. I have a board game club outside that I'm leading today, and they're having a lot of fun there.
Well, thank you, Edīte. I don't see any questions in the chat, but my colleagues, are there any in Facebook?
No, there are not any questions yet.
Okay, so maybe someone will ask you something in the chat. If you can still wait a couple 5 minutes, some maybe type slower or use Google Translator to ask the question, so you can have a look at the chat. But thank you, Edīte. I think it was inspiring for all of us to do more good. And let's proceed to Lithuania, to Giedre, who is also an ambassador. And let's see what's Giedre.
Hello, nice to meet you all here. Yeah, it's fun that I have to present. Especially I want to apologize for my voice. Just a little bit. I am recovering from the illness. Now I'm sharing my presentation. So my presentation is about promoting European Union values and citizenship in projects. So I want to say, do you see my screen? Okay.
Yes, we can.
Everything is okay. This presentation will showcase the eTwinning projects where European Union values are integrated and active citizenship is cultivating among students in collaboration with partners from various countries. So I created and participated over 60 national and international projects. And in these projects, we do not only explore or discover, but we also think about the core of European principles such as democracy, equality, and social responsibility. I and my partners always try to develop students into active citizens, encouraging initiatives, self-confidence, and the formation of appropriate values that will help them become conscious and responsible members of European community. There are only just a little of my projects which were very valuable. I would like to say during my 10 years participating in eTwinning projects. So firstly, we think when we starting a project with partners, we focus on ensuring students active, engaging in promoting participation and responsibility, experience democracy, equality, and social responsibility through activities, and collaborative inclusively, where every team member is valued. We emphasize accountability, flexibility, and continuously communication to overcome challenges and reach our goals. So Firstly, we are responsible for the first in our project. We emphasize the importance of a safety. In every project, I implemented a safety. Why? Teaching students to communicate respectfully, and of course, we use the avatars for the safe online practices. My students are primary or low secondary. That what I want that they do to polite and active communication online. Especially I think about politeness. These values are not just concepts, but are lived experiences as students collaborate inclusively and develop accountability and communication skills in overcoming challenges. So in one project, we writing the letter to the internet. In another project, we doing Kahoot game, comics. In other comics, posters, artificial intelligence. Last year, we used the artificial intelligence to create the game for the students. So many things we do during the when we talk about a safety. For a safety, we use 1 or sometimes 1 month of February for this. The second, democratic participation, I think, is planning together. With partners, we plan together. And we can use, so with partners, I used some planners, Leap Planner, calendar for teams, or calendar, it is online calendar, or TwinSpace, and we use pages, especially when newcomers, new eTwinners, we use the TwinSpace for every month what to do, the planning. Of course, we ask the partners to write your own ideas, because when they write their own ideas, they are responsible to participate till the end, because they want their ideas reach to the goal. So another thing what we are responsible for is sustainability. We focus on respect for nature, teaching students the importance of sustainability and awareness of ecological issues. So there are 3 projects I implemented, but so many projects I implement sustainability because we change the paper to digital products, digital IT tools. What we will do in the project Baltic Sky, we emphasize the need for students to appreciate and protect the local and global environment. This sustainability for the future generation, we grabbed the concept of Baltic Sky, the air pollution. We all 6 months do the research things, research work, and observe every day the nature, the sky, take photos. And we have to say in 22nd years, when we the students from November till April, they counted only 7 or 8 days, sunny days. Exceptional, all days were gray, rainy, or very cold. So we are so upset for this weather. So we think about this global warming, it's coming, and we do not predict that winter is not winter. The snow, there wasn't snow, a lot of rainy days. So what was discovering from this project? Another project, artistic solution to global warming. So we use the power of art to engage students in environment issues. Also we created, we taught students about sustainability, and At this year, when we participating in this project, it was the year when we learned online. And when we coming to school, will be 3-4 months. At this period of time, we looked at the local problem that there were a lot of facial masks, and we thinking about recycling these masks. So every student who wearing this day mask, they created something, the flower, and we created from the masks created the picture. The other things we collected at this time, a lot of in the shops, a lot of things we packaged in 2 packs in plastic and carton. So we collected this material and made the masks on the face, so as creative things. Then we created a gallery. Also, we created a video to showcase how art through music can inspire positive change in the world. And now I would like to show you this video just a little bit, not all. So because shortage of time. So if I can, so I can you?
Consuming or soon they will be coming. Recycled bins are not just farming is savage, but we can take the time back. Think of the nature, don't you hear the cry?
If you want Earth will tomorrow, stop now, stop now, stop now.
I will show this shortly. So because we haven't got time for this. And now, so what was created? What from this video? Firstly, we start writing the poem, and their partners. We are only 6 countries, and we created poem. And after that, we think who can create the music. And one school was not the secondary school, it was art school, and they have the class for music, and they created this music they created for the song. So now in the other project, the awareness of ecological issues, we we're thinking about we want to plant trees, except we think about the awareness of forest ecology, flora and fauna. Firstly, we read a story about the man who wanted to plant trees. So we read the story, we watch videos, and after that we said that their school children should do the same as the man do. Maybe not a lot of, but start step by step, little by little. And the school, which is from Czech Republic, come to our school. They have accreditation and they can go to our school. And we at our school planted a pine tree. Then I go to Czech Republic, and then we planted a maple. Czech Republic can go to Spain and Romania, and they planted their trees. And we said we starting real world action. And this learning concept is for us that responsibility of sustainability. All the time think about this issue. Another thing is spreading democracy among schools. So I show here 3 projects. in which we democratic when this years was about democracy projects, and especially we use the democratic values in every. So we encouraging and deepen some things. The first project, middle at schools challenges during towards the democracy, it was national project, and after that, this year was when I was to the conference. There was given to us cards for democracy for all, and these cards we used for our project. Every school chose the card and made responsible things towards the democracy. Tolerance Day, they made magazine, videos, various things according to this democratic cards. Another project, Blind Mustafa STEM Farm. So firstly, when we started the project, what was important when I wanted to ask participating in Europe, so just join our project. So some partners said, why Mustafa? So especially I thinking, why not? Because we accepting that all equal are. It's not important what name is it. So we starting. So we do this project according to the story about Blind Mustafa. It's a real story which in the desert want to create own farm, and we created for them STEM farm. So especially with students, we were doing various maquettes, models online, and in technologies. We made the project for the Blind Mustafa, how to be tolerant for this person. The other project, Democratic Digital Dreamers. In this, we wanted that students show their leadership, and we discussed what to do, and we created, give the students voice. So we make a parliament and for students, and each student was the parliament member, and they have to say if they were a leader of a country, what should they do? And you can see there are some links in the project, in the created products. So you can see when I share my PowerPoint presentations. Another thing, what is for democratic participation and development is that the students, we give the students to choose their own team for discussion. So they suggested various themes, and we voted for the what is the best for all of us. And for example, in Enjoy English and Speak from the Heart, it was the year from when they coming back from online learning. And they suggested, of course, as teenagers, they were teenagers, they suggested the first theme was music. But the second, what was shocked us, it was fashion. So they would like the fashion, and they said that we would like the fashion make in 4 groups. The groups can be so traditional clothes, because some students do not want talking about teenagers fashion. They can search information and make presentation in magazine. They have 1 page of the magazine and presented traditional clothes. The others find the designers, which are important for the students. And some of students make for teenagers, some exception how to dress up during after online when they were online and come back to school, and every day how to dress up because the students were so closed, and they made this magazine, and we were aware of how the students suggested their ideas. Another thing is development digital things, IT tools. So we develop to be tolerant and responsible. What do they do on the internet? And of course, we learn how to use the internet, some IT tools for in the project. So you can see here, so we are learning apps, the games created. We created them Christmas tree where we hanging digital Christmas balls. So the Christmas balls were musical, we are painting, we are created by IT tools. The others, so we write it short letters to friends and waiting the answers. So where they are going to go on holiday if they have the chance. And of course, it's very important when we are in democratic world to think about emotions. And vital to express emotions and to be heard. So after 2 years, I made in projects some tasks that they have to they spread their emotions. What do they feel? And we can see that they recognize our own responsibility. When they feel happy, they are more tolerant to others. So, and I think what we should do, so we make in the project children happy. And of course, through our projects, we aim to foster core values, equip students with the tools to become active citizens. We also teach them the importance of responsibility, sustainability, and democracy, preparing them to contribute to a better future. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Giedre, for amazing insight into your huge amount of projects, and let us have a glimpse. And I hope many of you got some ideas for your own projects, because there were so many different ideas that you can take and make your own different sauce with your own students. There would still be different projects. So thank you very much for that. I don't really see any questions. People are shy today. They don't ask any questions. But in case if you have still a question, you can ask it in the chat, either in Facebook or here, and we will give it to Giedre, or she will answer herself if she will see the question in the chat. So thank you once more, and let's go on to Estonia. We have Jana here today with us, and she's ready to present her own experience in 2 projects. So let's hear what Jana has to say. Jana, you are still muted.
No?
Yes, now it's fine.
Yeah, I can see how I can see you see my presentation, yeah?
Yes, but it's not on the full screen. Can you put it on?
I have to put, yeah.
Now it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. I'm actually speaking with some project when I do, but both of the project I did this when I was teacher in the Puhja school. This is the small rural school, but now I'm in Tervandi school, and actually also looking new opportunities to do some fine projects. But this first, when I wanted to talk about, was in Europe's. And I really love this project because somehow it's the projects were less teachers or less students. It somehow is a little bit more comfortable. You can speak, you can understand, you can spare your ideas, and this is such kind of project. And what we did is about a little bit about the environment also, because I'm because of my education, I love really, really much the nature, and that's why I try every time to put some environment issues also to the project. And there we actually use the Agenda 2030, and there is lots of things which like be the same, like in the EU principles was human dignity or freedom or democracy, and all them also in the agenda. I don't know, you hear everybody's.
We can, everything's fine.
Okay, because all the pictures are gone, and I was a little bit worried. Okay, and we actually what we did with this was that we studied a little bit, and I have actually primary school students. And that's why the topics what you can discover is also small. But anyway, we look how we can do and what we can do in our homes. And then we did Kahoot together. And this was very fun because everybody puts the different things, and you can learn also. But before, when we started also to discover about our home, because you can't learn about others very deeply when you don't know nothing about your own home. And that's why we're looking there about the history, about the culture, about everything. And later we get bigger students. They have their own challenges, like what you can find in internet, and they put very nice video about us and other countries also. But we watching and trying to understand they find everything or not, because before that we discover also our home, and then we can say to the feedback, is it was true, is it they miss something on etc. And of course, all the times we try to find out what interesting in Europe also, and we take part also the different events, and like EU Day. And actually, I wanted to share with you, this is a very nice discovery when you can learn at home about European Union so much. And this is so many languages. We take the Estonian, and you can, I've been there really to do, and it is absolutely wonderful house. But if you can't go with the students, it's the second best way to understand how the European Union works. And of course, there are some of things are very hard to understand. We tried the different topics, but later we discovered that, okay, it's too much. We don't understand exactly what is the democracy or other things, but you can start to the beginning. And we started with where the name comes. It was more interesting, and we do this some pictures, and somehow we understand better about this, what is the means, and why we are together. And step by step, I really recommend use this virtual expedition, because it's so nicely done. There are lots of videos. Some of them we can learn them heard them in Estonian. Some of them was English, but you can translate. And actually, even small students nowadays, they speak so good English that sometimes they understand very well. And and of course, if you are small students, teachers, you draw lots of pictures, and we also, everybody can a chance to put their thoughts with the pictures, and somehow like thinking more a little bit about this, what is the Europe is. And we finish our project with a book where was big story about the earth and about the peace, and there was lots of things, but of course every fairy tale is end very happily. Everybody is dancing and be happy and be friend. And all this project, I think it's the most what we learn was the critical thinking, because you have to took all the information and think, is it a good, is it a right, is it a good place to take, and also a little bit more understand about other countries, because they are so different. We learn, and I think it's we are all happy now and knew a little bit more where we live and why, and we can go home and say, oh no, we are one big union, and this is so nice. And sometimes we send message at the home, also at the school. And I think it's about this. Maybe somebody wants to ask about this project before I go to the other.
Just a quick question from me. How long was the project?
It was almost a year. We started in the autumn and finished in the spring, but we take very easy. It wasn't like we was maybe every month one or some little things to do, not too much. But that's why we have lots of time to go to the deeper, because we don't do lots of things, but we do very big things, I think. But yet it was sometimes a little bit challenging, because the understanding of they was there 8 years old, and sometimes it's hard to understand the big things like what is the parliament and how it's work. It's very big issues. Yeah. And I promised to speak about a little bit other project too. And this was really, really quick project, because only we helped the French students. They wanted to go with some competition. And sometimes I understand with this project that sometimes it's very good to do these little things. We did this with 5 grades students, because it was a little bit, I teach them science, and this was like very well mixed our everyday learning. And that's why sometimes it is small little projects is very good. And there we also, of course, again, use this agenda, because this project was we're doing this 2022, I think, and there is no this this year is European values to issue, but then was some other topics, but we find that it's a very nice way, and we choose this 15th goal because this was the most related for us in our class. And life on land, because they living all the countryside, and they was a little bit worried about surroundings. And what we did in this project was just looking the different sources, trying to find some info about these topics. And of course, if we found all the topics, then they create different games, and we learn a little bit deeper, because there was a little bit older, and we mixed this our other lessons also. And we did very simple things, because they wanted to, can we draw? Because they do with me lots of projects before, and when I go, oh no, we do, like, really, teacher, we don't draw nothing. And that's why I said, okay, we can make the picture also. And we did this about this subtopics also at every group discover different problems, but it's with the land, but there are different things. And then they, drawing some pictures also. And I think this project was also very good. It was short. We can go deeply, go thinking about our homeland, how it's related for us, and how they related in all the Europe. And other schools did lots of work about other goals, and that's why we get all the pictures how this agenda actually do life more nicer for everybody. Okay, this is the end. And maybe I put this this year topic, but there is actually very nice. I found new things when you can go and speak about different things about Europe. I think that's it. Maybe somebody has some questions. No.
Everybody seems a bit tired and shy tonight, so there are no questions. But yeah, I think very nice that you don't pack your projects too much with activities. That's what I sometimes see in the project, that there are too many activities, and teachers get tired and kids get tired because there are too many things to do, and they can't manage to do everything in the month they have planned. So I think it's nice sometimes to take the easy, the more calm routes, and spread the activities wider, and give yourself some space also, and time to think it over. So thank you, Jana, for your presentation. And as we mentioned at the beginning, this recording and all the presentations will be sent to everybody who applied for this webinar. And maybe someone couldn't come due to some reasons, life happens, and sometimes it happens so that something else is more urgent and we cannot come. And you still have some time to ask a question to our three wonderful speakers. If you still have any, you can use chat, or you can raise your hand and ask a question. While you're still thinking, I will just remind you that we have this spreadsheet. If you have an idea and you search for project partners, you can write your idea in that spreadsheet till the 17th of October, and write in your project idea, or say I like your idea, and write your contacts there. We asked about certificate. No, unfortunately, since it's a webinar, we're not going to give out the certificate, unfortunately, since it's just a good practice webinar. We usually do it for online courses. So, do we have any questions? Are there any raised hands? I don't see any. Girls, are there any on Facebook?
No, there are no questions.
So, since we don't have any questions, I must say thank you very much for coming and sharing your good practice. I'm sure we all of us got some ideas for future projects. And as we can see, our three countries have very different ideas how we can promote this civic participation and this student leadership and students being responsible and active citizens in a different ways. We can talk through nature, we can talk about it through art, we can do good deeds, and we can do so many different things. We just need to have a look what suits best for our students and dive in. It's not that scary if you see that there are so many ways in which we can do that. So thank you very much one more time. And I thank you also, I want to say thank you also to our colleagues from Lithuania and Estonia for helping us find the speakers. It was very nice of you to talk to your ambassadors and teachers and find these beautiful ladies and possibility for them to share practice.
Thank you for inviting us. Okay.
Yeah.
And I hope we might have some webinar somewhere in the future again when all three Baltic states share their good practice. I think it's a wonderful way for us to connect more closely. So thank you very much, and see you somewhere online or in some other event, and have a nice evening.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Thank you very much. Bye.
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 So nice to see you. Giedre, you already comes. I want to see Giedre. We was in together in Athens.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, bye.
Bye.